We have run over a little bit, so I am going to condense the next couple of bits a wee bit, I'm sorry. So, Elvis the pelvis. So, we all have a pelvis here. So, the basic structure of your pelvis is, so you've got your pubis bone, and then your ilius. So those are your nice big bits you can feel up around the top there. Now, if this ball was a baby, what way up would you put this pelvis? So, laying on your back, how easy would the ball come out? Or upright?
Drop straight down.
It would be great, wouldn't it? Just so, that is just what I want you guys to picture with your positioning when you're going, when you're heading, especially towards that pushing part, is you don't want to be laying on your back. Your baby wants to come through, but if you're working against gravity, you're going to make that job twice as hard, and it also closes up your pelvic outlet. So if we will stand up for a second, if you guys all, you can pass if you don't want to do this, but just about sort of mapping where your pelvis is. So if you feel the top of your hip bones up there, so I can feel them easier than one. So, and then you guys have a good nice little coverings on this at the moment. So if you walk your fingers down and you'll be able to feel that front pubis bone, okay, and then if you go onto your back and you feel, and sort of walk down until you feel your coccyx there. So it's actually quite low. It's quite surprising actually how low down your tailbone actually is. Okay. So if you sort of can feel, like if you do a bit of a pelvic rock and you can sort of feel those hip bones moving, and that's that space that baby's got to move through. So if you lean backwards, you'll actually sort of feel that space close up. And that's that sort of thing. Don't lean too far. So if the sentence stop, but you will actually feel that outlet close. But whereas if you lean forward, you can sort of feel it open. Or standing here doing that rock, you can actually sort of feel. You can feel it open up a wee bit. So that's the imaging to have whilst you're birthing. So it's those nice wide open, leaning forwards, keeping that pelvis as open as you can. The pelvis is not a fixed structure, so to speak, especially during pregnancy. So you're going to have relaxing that's going to open up these wee joints. So not open them so your bones suddenly spin around, but just giving you a whole heap of extra movement as baby's coming through.
It's that joint at the front when you get that SPD. That's
what's,
is that just separating?
That's what it's, so it's that there opening further than it probably should.
Yeah, and earlier as well.
Yeah.
So is that gristle?
Yeah, so it's sort of got a cartilage.
Yeah, cartilage,
Yeah, sort of a joint. Do you know? No, yeah. So
you're a butcher.
See lots of pelvis. And I should point out this here is missing the very tip of its tailbone. So there is a little bit more bone that sort of sits there like that. So I heard, was it you just talking about preliminary babies?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your maternity notes, you guys can see there's going to be baby's position written. So most of the time, well, all of the time, we are looking for baby to be head down. So baby facing head down. So breech means the baby is bum down. So sitting above the pelvis like that. So that's sort of a front breech, or they can be foot down. But most of the time we are wanting the baby to be head down.
Stretch. I've never, like, if they were feet, I don't know. It just seems like they'd be like double the.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway.
So what they're talking about is they might start putting LOA, ROA, LOP, and so what that is baby's actual positioning. So posterior means that baby's spine is against your spine. So it means that baby is facing up and out. What we want is baby to be facing interior. Okay. So if you look through here, you can sort of see the widest opening of the pelvis. So good birth positioning is giving baby that biggest possible space that they can have. It's a wee bit hard to do this on this angle, poor old baby. Just move up a little. So you can sort of see, like that way, how baby fits. You can sort of see quite clearly that baby's moving quite well down through. Whereas if baby is posterior, you can sort of see baby's trying to go through, so it's really quite hard to see from this angle. You can see baby's trying to go through a much narrower area. And so posterior births normally take longer because baby is trying to go through this way. But also you've got to wait for baby to actually turn and get itself into a better position. Okay, so baby, got your uterus contracting, pushing baby down, pushing down to the cervix. Baby comes down, and then about that point there, you will actually, so the baby's crowned. Might be one to see me. Is that better from back there? So baby.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't rush to say. I was watching.
I'm just not good with it. So baby's crown has come through, okay, and then one shoulder, and then the other, and then through and out. So normally at this stage, baby's cord is still attached, and up through, and the placenta is up and down. Okay, so that's what those funny little notes mean, when, you know, LOP and all these things. So it's left or right. So where the baby is sitting, you know, interior like we want, left, right, it's your left, your right, or posterior, left or right. If baby is posterior, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a huge long birth, but you are more likely to have the back labour, so more pain in your back while baby's moving around. Best practice is to encourage baby to turn before birth, and so a lot of that is about giving baby a nice big hammock. Hands and knees. So there is a lot of theories around why we're getting more and more posterior births, but a lot of it is generally we have machines and things doing it for us. So I said last week about the stretches and that, but it's about giving baby that nice big hammock. So if you can spend more time with your knees lower than your hips, and forward leaning, sitting on a Swiss ball with a computer, sitting backwards on chairs, leaning forward. So, because most of our couches and that do encourage us to go like this. And at the end of the day, work, most of us do that too. I'm just going, or kids are in bed, and it's, time. So it is trying to just encourage you to lean forward, and even if you spend, read your evening paper, just like that. And so it's just giving baby that nice big opportunity and for gravity to help spin them, because their back weighs more than the front while it is. So by putting the heaviest part, encouraging the heaviest part to spin towards gravity. Spinandbabies.com too is a really, really neat website with